top story this afternoon. South Korea's foreign minister has urged the world to get much more serious about the threats posed by North Korea. Following its recent nuclear test, Minister Yun Byung-se says North Korea's nuclear program is in its final stage of development. Our foreign affairs correspondent Kwon Soa starts us off.
North Korea is now in the final stage of nuclear weaponization, was the blunt warning issued by South Korea's top diplomat Yun Byung-se. In his keynote speech to the UN General Assembly Thursday, Minister Yun said the 2 nuclear and 22 missile tests this year alone show the regime's nuclear program has neared a tipping point.
The latest nuclear test was the strongest ever. The test interval was also significantly reduced from average 3 years to 8 months. Even North Korea's unpredictability and its penchant for provocations. Its next nuclear provocations may come even sooner than we expect.
With North Korea ignoring its international obligations, Minister Yun said a fundamental question, which many members are already raising, is whether North Korea actually deserves to be a member of the United Nations. Seoul's top diplomat also slammed the regime for wasting money on its weapons development while disregarding the needs of its own people, as it conducted its 5th nuclear test while the country was suffering some of the worst flooding in decades. Prior to his speech, Minister Yun told reporters that it's time for the UN Security Council to take its discussions on North Korea's human rights violations a step further and take, quote, meaningful action. According to a South Korean government official, the UN Security Council is mulling whether to include Pyongyang's human rights abuses on a new sanctions resolution currently under discussion following the North's recent nuclear test. While it's the UN Human Rights Council that usually deals with human rights issues, the UN Security Council is the only organ of the United Nations that has the authority to issue binding resolutions to members. That's why the Security Council's approach to human rights issues has been under the microscope for a long time. Kwon Soa, Arirang News.